I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and a double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for pushing this truth. I don't have any scriptures pulled up as of yet. Matter of fact, Vagrancy, life of idle begging. All right. I'm just going to try to get it fast. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. Rising. Now this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. It's a curse that's put on the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Native Americans who the Pilgrims conquered, the so-called Taino Indians, Latinos, Latinas, the so-called Seminole Indians, tribe of Reuben, the Ephraimites, the Puerto Rico, the Simeonites, Dominican Republic, the Levites, the Haitians, the Benjaminites, so-called Jamaicans, West Indies, the Manassanites. I'm not sure if I said that right. Manasseh. The so-called Cubans. Salakia. I'm trying to stall. Salakia. You caught me. All right, here we go. No. Then you have Issacharites, so-called Mexicans, Asher. Wait, where we at? Asher. Just made me want to name all of them. Let me stay on topic. Vagrancy, life of idle begging. And that we are to come to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for the ones in need of all things. Even though, because of the curses, we're forced to go to our enemies for the ones in need of all things. And we're coming into a time when the whole earth is going to want and need for all things. Vagrancy, life of idle begging. It's the times we're coming into. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. How do you serve them? Well, you serve them by building up their kingdom. All right, you serve them by participating in their system, which furthers their nation and not yours. You serve them by becoming a part of their nation and choosing to endure all long suffering through legislation. All right, wait a minute, what is this? Hold on, let me get it. Through the offenses against public order that are ordained and permissible according to their own law. All right, Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. And the way that thy enemies want us to serve them in the days ahead is by accepting the digital banking system. And by accepting the digital banking system and by worshiping all of the so-called achievements that it is able to bring to you, whether it be medical, nobody being able to steal from you except from the government. I mean, nobody being able to access your funds except for the government. So no one can, it's no more fraud. It's no more, fraud. Deuteronomy 28, 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness. You can't say that these curses aren't real. It's just the simple fact that now the curses are upon the whole earth. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Why? Why would he do that? Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. We are in the land of our enemies. Revelation chapter 13 verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So by default, these are our enemies, because we will be hungry, thirsty, and naked, and in want of all things, unless Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is with you first and foremost, and secondly, unless you bow to the image of the beast. Right? You like his philosophies, you like his microchip achievement, you submit to it. Matter of fact, no. Salakia. I didn't know where I was going. Damn it. And it definitely is a plague of flies. Definitely is a plague of flies. Call on me, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for plaguing the earth. That's strange. Worship. I couldn't hear it. Well, to kiss the hand towards one in tokens of reverence. So if you reverence this beast system, all right? Worship. Probable derivative of G2965, meaning to kiss, like a dog licking his master's hand. All right, so you're going to be in the want of need of all things. You're going to run to your master like a little puppy, wagging your tail, licking, begging for a treat. To fawn or crouch, to bend. Literally, not when I said to bend, I was thinking of bending the knee. Literally or figuratively. All right, so if you figuratively bow down to the image, worship, all right, lick his master's hand. See, you women, a lot of you worship your mothers. All right, you lick your mother's whatever she stick out for you to lick. All right, and you don't worship your father. You spit at your father. All right, Esau daughter don't spit at him. All right, Esau daughter see Jake with his daughter and with his son and go, oh, reminds me of my daddy. Me and my daddy. You demonites. You demonites, you so-called black woman. You look at the man who fathered your children, and you look at your father as beneath you, as below you. Matter of fact, Salakia, I know I'm all over the place. It just is what it is.
All right, what's wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
What you mean what I'm talking about? You know
Talking about?
why you quit your job?
Because I wasn't finna pay bills anymore. I don't want to do any of this anymore.
What you mean you not gonna pay bills no more?
I'm not paying any bills anymore. Like, are you hard of hearing? Like, I'm not doing it anymore.
So you're not gonna help me out with my...
Oh.
Why?
Because that's your job. You're supposed to be paying all the bills in the first place. Why I gotta go work? Why I gotta get up at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Now, we're not gonna get into all of that. I don't even know why I clicked on it. But here we are. The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had created. Let's look at this word, serpent. Serpent. A snake. A snake. Now, why didn't it say snake? Because it wasn't an actual snake. All right. It was a snake-ass person. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now, why did it say any beast of the field? Okay, because the other nations, the whole world is living in a beast-like manner. All right, beast, like you even mate with beast. It's called bestiality. All right. The children eat, the women eat, the people eat children like beasts eat their own kind. All right. So you have the sons of God, the sons of man, who live like beasts, and the sons of the wicked, who live like demons. Oh, man. It's Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh have made. Matter of fact, let's get that since I quoted it. Let's quote it. You got the sons of the wicked as well. So the sons of God are the Israelites, children of God. Genesis 6:2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men. So we see the other nations, so-called Esau daughter, so-called Ham daughter, African daughter, so-called Arabian Night daughter, the Muslim women looking like the top women on the planet, unless Esau got to them, because there's no broken Muslim homes unless Esau got to them. There's no women leaving a man unless Esau got to them. All right, Muslim women in these other countries are looking like, God damn, man. Plague of the flies, y'all. It's lucky. Muslim women in these other countries are looking like the best women on the planet, man. And it's funny because, unless you in line with the one true God, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you're basically worshiping some false gods, some little off God, or some God that just don't cut it. Like, he's just not real God. So the hell, might as well get with a Muslim and she believe her little fake God and keep her in line and have her acting right. You women are messed up, man. You are through. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. So they popped them. They popped them, and they didn't go through this.
It's our house, but you gonna pay all these bills. I'm not doing it by myself.
I'm saying, so what's wrong with you working?
He's doing it all by himself. He doing it by himself. She ain't doing it. He doing it. The book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. Now a snake got in her ear and basically ruined her husband's family. I don't know if it's a woman snake or a male snake. Snake ass nigga or snake ass bitch. But the seed was planted. And now it bears fruit. She's giving her husband hell. Yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? So the tree is the people, the fruit is the knowledge. I'm not going to go through all this right now because I'll really be all over the place. I forgot this all started with vagrancy. So, verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. So Eve is saying, yeah, we could talk to the people. We can get some of their knowledge. They may have knowledge on medicine or the herbs or whatsoever. And out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. So, Adam can't be the only one with the that agrees with himself. Others have to agree with him as well. Verse 3, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch of it, lest ye die. And what is death? It's in Deuteronomy 30, I believe. 30:20, I believe. No. Yeah. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death. All right, so you got the tree of... Hold on, Salakia. Salakia. So you got the tree of good and you have the tree of evil. Right? So I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursings. So which tree do you want to eat from? Righteous fruit or eat wicked fruit? Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice. So what is life? So that you and your seed may live? Love the Lord thy God, and that thou may obey his voice, not some snake-ass nigga or some snake-ass bitch in the garden. And that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life and the length of thy days. All right, so Genesis 3, and I would have gotten to this with Jake on what does it mean when you give your strength to a woman, but it starts with Adam and Eve. It's the first case of that and a perfect example. All right, verse 3, Genesis 3:3, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, and this is why Yahweh Shai said, remember Lot's wife. One of the reasons. Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. All right, so the woman said unto the serpent, we shall not eat of it, neither shall we touch it, lest we die. And what is death? It's when you don't cleave to the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and his voice, because he is the length, he is thy life and length of thy days. Verse 4, so the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, because the snake is the serpent is a real snake-ass nigga. Snake-ass bitch. All right, if you think of it in today's time, which is exactly what was going on. Verse 5, for Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So look at Eve with her eyes open, trying to be as God, trying to be as a God, trying to be as a goddess. The bitch don't want to work, but tells the God that he has to work. So the God got to work, but the goddess don't got to work. All right, Eve is trying to be above the man, and that's why she got birth pains now. Salaki. Oh, it looks pretty, princess. And that's why she got birth pains now. All right. So he put a curse on the woman and the snake, the serpent, who is the spirit of Esau. He's the spirit of Cain. All right, he's an adversary against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's the spirit of the Satan. He's the spirit of the devil, slanderer, accuser, accuse God of lying to her. Who are you? Who are you? That's the devil, accuser, all right, deceiver, slanderer. And he went to the woman because she's the weaker vessel. You women are through.
There's a lot wrong with it. Why I gotta do it? Why I gotta do it? You sit up here and act like you the man of the house. Okay, be the man of the house and pay all the bills. I'm not doing it.
I am the man.
I'd probably hit that one more time, not that same day. I'd probably hit it one more time and then call it quits. Just being honest. You women are through. Now let's get back to the vagrancy. Life of idle begging. Now she begging. She trying to live the life of an idle beggar. You can't make this stuff up. All right, but by late 18th century, used in law as a catch-all, all right, as a catch-all for miscellaneous petty offenses against public order. See, Esau got something for us, because when I say us, I mean whoever he chooses, because he's just the wicked. He frameth mischief by law, right? book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? All right. The 12 tribes of Israel don't. The hopeful elect are attempting to speak it to the best of the wisdom, knowledge, and faith and understanding and ability that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has given them. Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? No. Okay, you got the sons of... I didn't even get it. Got the sons... God. Salakia. All right, Matthew chapter 13, verse 38. The field is the world. All right, it's just like the garden is the world, or the trees in the garden. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. All right, Lord willing, we be of that number. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. All right, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is coming to separate the wheat from the tares. All right, but we're coming into a life of idle begging, a life of vagrancy for the majority of the world, for the whole world. And we're coming into a time for a catch-all for miscellaneous petty offenses against public order, against the public order of Esau, Edom, not against the public order of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's the irony in it all, is that the judgment is about to come down for all miscellaneous petty offenses against Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I almost wanted to end it on that note, but we ain't getting down like that. We ain't getting down like that. What else we got? What else we got?
The Biden's dog keeps biting Secret Service members.
Yeah, if this was, 6 people now to the hospital because of this. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this, though. Here's a question. Would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month? A month in return for getting a chip put in your hand. You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically.
I didn't know it would cut off, Salaki. I didn't know it would cut off. The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields. Now they want to use microchips to do it. First they use Federal Reserve notes to do it, and sanctions. And take them by violence. Oh yeah, they got the military to do that too. Financially violent, militarily violent, and houses, and take them away. See, we're coming into a time of vagrancy. Salakia. When I seen that, I watched the episode of Suits, and or something. Esau's daughter be watching a lot, and I watched something, and the dude said, Jake said, "Be careful, we're gonna charge you with vagrancy." And then I said, "What the hell?" Right? So we looked it up. Esau's daughter, she was right with the legal part. She's like, basically, it's like being a bum, but. I mean, with the bumming part, but we didn't know about the legal part. All right. So, the book of Micah, chapter 2 and 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, who Esau, Edom, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
2,000 euros, $2,000 a month, if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. That's a carrot for them to
So that's what's about to happen. The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 3. Therefore, thus said the Lord, Yahweh, behold, against this family, Esau, Edom, and Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Do I devise an evil, all right, a bad time, from which ye shall not remove your necks. So Esau, Edom, all right. The banking family, since they causing all the buy, sell, and trade. But that's part of the curses, Deuteronomy 28:48. We just read it. I believe 48. Neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. All right. The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. The food is polluted, the air is polluted, your children are polluted, your woman's polluted, your mom's polluted, your dad's polluted, you're polluted. But I don't want to wonder about your pets. I'm happy for that one brother that got a boat. Just get the hell away from y'all motherfuckers. Get out on the water and pray your out, watch him outside, bring him back to shore safely. Get the hell away from you motherfuckers. Oh, man.
Hope you into this mess. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute, the chip implantation process. Not the corn chip, as Dan said in our chat, but a actual metallic tracking chip. But a new report just published this week by the Bank for International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. We've been warning you that this was coming for a long time on this show. Also, we weren't the only ones predicting this. It was predicted in a little book, you might have heard of it, called The Bible.
They heard of it, but they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand. They heard of it, though. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as their people draw near me with their mouth and with their money, with their Federal Reserve notes, when it's church time, and with their lips do honor me. Everybody swear they love the Lord or they love God, or they just say they don't believe in God or whatever. It's either one or the other. But have removed their heart far from me. Your heart is your mind. All right? Your mind and your mind isn't on the Lord because you're not interested in what he even has to say. You're not interested in the prophecy. You're not interested in understanding why this is so confusing, or what's going on with these different denominations, or what's the truth behind the Bible and God, and is it real? Your heart is not even towards the Lord to even wonder that. Your heart is not towards your fathers. If you search for your fathers, you'll come to the scriptures. All right? Your heart is not towards the Lord at all. Unless you are locked in to the teachings taught by the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right? All right? Anything else, your heart is not towards the Lord. Your heart is towards your own interests. Because by default, to listen to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you have to deal with words and situations that you're not going to like. At first hearing them, they're gonna hit you a certain way. You're gonna have to pause and think about it for a second. All right, where everybody else is pretty much tailoring their message to a specific audience and only locking in on that audience. All right, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, all right, and Yahweh Shah said the same thing. All right, he said, if you didn't hear Moses, you wouldn't hear me. He said, you didn't come for the word, you came for the food. Oh man, Lord. Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me The fear that everybody has of God is taught by the precept of men, not by the precepts of these scriptures. And that's how you get understanding. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Matter of fact, look at this sucker.
How can you claim to care about that woman and you hadn't took her outside one time this summer? Y'all hadn't been to a fancy restaurant, a trip to Miami, an island, nothing. No type of vacation getaway at all. Like, great women deserve to be shown off. What's the issue, money? Well, if that's the case, Cruise Season and Beatbox are sponsoring a $2,500 vacation giveaway. All you gotta do is tap.
I really hate this dude, yo. Like, I had to unsubscribe from him and everything. I really hate this dude, man. He's like the biggest simp. Like, his daddy is like Medea or something. Like, this. Has he not seen this shit?
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not complaining like that.
No, I'm the man of the house, and the man of the house.
And first of all, we're not gonna listen to this. All right, she ain't even worth listening to. All right, he only listened to it because I don't know. Hopefully he had fun with it and dealt with it for his lawyer or whatever the hell he was doing. But this woman got her own money saved up. All right, she got her own money saved up. And she's ready to quit and have him take care of the bills. And if he's not cool with that, she's out the door. And these are the women that's gonna want somebody to protect them. All right? If he has sex with her and she goes against his will in the city of Baltimore, she's gonna say he raped her. All right? That's what they do out here. They say you raped me or they say you beat me up. All right? So it's wise and best to just stay away from these women. And always have a witness around you. Like, I'm not alone. So if a woman call the police on me, I got alibis. All right, that correspond with my phone, and my phone pings with their phone. All right, I got 2 to 3 witnesses around me. These women are terrible. All right, these women are terrible. And the same woman that's out there saying that she's threatening men, that she's going to, the same women that's out there saying, you rape me, you're going to be the one that gets raped the most before you die. Let's get it. Let's get it. Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Why? Because we're coming into a time of vagrancy, a life of idle begging. Because the money system is changing. Try to smack that fly. The money system is changing. All right? And you're going against public order if you do not accept this money system. The book of 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwells therein. It's more women on the planet than men. So woe to the women. It's more women on the planet than men. Woe to the women. It's not enough men to defend all you women. Woe to the women. You show no reverence to your father, so you don't have that man to put his life on the line for you. Woe to the women. And to these suck-ass men, because you're going to die trying to protect these women. All right, who hop from man to man, told the father whatever child that they pushed out and whatever man was nutting all on their face, they going to tell that man after he done nutted all in their face what he can do with his nut. Oh, nah, you can't see your nut right now. What you mean, bitch? That's my nut that you pushed out. Oh, nah, this is my baby. All right, listen. Don't stress what's about to happen, all right, to our children. All right, the Lord knows who he wants to save. He knows who he doesn't. And in the times that we're coming into, in the final stretch of the major prophecies, if the Lord wanted to save your children, he'd be setting it up right about now. All right, now, of course, there's going to be miracles to where the woman dies. You get to have your child and have mercy, Lord willing. That'll be a case. But it's not time for that. Okay? As it is written. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And what is your life? It might be your women, your children, your job, your aspirations. All right? If you're willing to lose that, that means you're willing to find Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We have to be worthy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So we have to love Yahweh Shai enough to want him more than our own children. All right, Psalms. No, not Psalms. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Why? Because they're not worthy. Most of them, the majority of them aren't worthy of Yahweh Shai. So it's death and destruction for you. Woe. Great sorrow or distress. Woe. Misery, trouble. I mean, what more do you need? Misery, trouble, great sorrow or distress. What's more greater sorrow than not being able to, having to go to the enemies for food, water, clothing, shelter, the one of all things, by taking this charagma. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 17. These curses ain't going nowhere yet. New covenant, motherfucker. What's wrong with these people, man? 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is the hammer that shoots out nails. I heard the nails are hot. All right, but then you got shit. Give me a screwdriver and asphalt, and I'll get busy. So you got screwdrivers, you got blickies. I'm thinking about North Carolina, Salakia. You got screwdrivers, blickies. All right, you got shit. People turn their sword into a dog, their dog into a sword. But the main thing is the sword is something that injures and ultimately kills. All right. Matter of fact, how about this? How about Psalms this? Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Who? Esau, Edom. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So who is the sword of the earth in the flesh? Esau, Edom. Punishing the whole earth. You can't get out of this, man. There's no way to escape. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. The same people that you run to for help to think that it's going to help you, whether it be the police system, the government system of America, that's actually Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai tricking you, making you run to his sword of destruction for the whole earth. All right, and believe it or not, nothing you do is punishing the elect of God's men, women, and children. Nothing you do is punishing the elect of God's men, women, and children. All right, and I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, if everybody was in their right mind and could understand these scriptures, it would be such total chaos that it will actually be hell right now for the elect men, women, and children of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because of this normalcy, so-called normalcy that's going on, it's less hell and more bearable than because it would just be full-blown Jacob's trouble if everybody can understand the scripture. But instead, it's going to be full-blown Jacob's trouble because of the mark of the beast. Now, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse. And I say that as a man. I was just thinking of that earlier. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. What you women gonna do, man? You're through. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. That means there will be sedition among women too. You women are through. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So if the men aren't going to regard their kings and their princes, of course the women won't either, but if the men are going to regard their kings and their princes, that means that the men are not going to show any mercy on the women or children, because they're not going to fear consequences from their kings or their princes, or the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It'll be another lockdown. For because of their pride, that city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So you women are through. The women are through. You women are through. Women are through. And all of this is a beautiful read. Everybody should read 2 Ezra chapter 16. Everybody should read 2 Ezra chapter 15. I wanted to read too much to read any of it at all. Salakia. That's my fault. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot. See, we're coming into times where there's no way out of what's about to happen.
Emergency alerts going out stating that the largest U.S. power grid has declared this emergency amid all this heat, and they're talking about cascading events. Or
so when it says you will go to your enemies for the want and need of all things, the power controls water running, it controls gas stations, it controls the banking system, it controls the telephones, it controls the street lights for people to be able to respond to accidents or emergencies. It controls the hospitals. It controls cooling the insulin and different medications that have to stay at certain temperatures. We're coming into different times. We're coming into a life of vagrancy. Right? And we're coming into a life of people who lack regular employment and those without fixed abodes, like tramps. All right? Vagrant women. Vagrant men. Vagrancy times. Shalom.